So I really put my body through a lot. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Egyptia, and welcome back to Guiding Goddess Fitness. This is Get Fit with Egypt. I know you guys are probably wondering, why am I saying that I really messed my body up? How did I honestly completely stall my process of losing weight, my process of getting in shape? Well, it's been a long process that I didn't even think was going to happen. So pretty much when I first started this whole journey way back in April, I started this process of intermittent fasting, and honestly, I started having a habit where I really was not eating whatsoever. One day, a couple weeks ago, maybe about a month or so ago, I decided to actually count how many calories I was actually taking in. And guys, I was literally taking about 750 calories to no more than 950. So pretty much you would think, oh, well, you would lose weight, completely melt the fat because, less calories and you're outputting a whole lot. So of course you would get small. Wrong. That was the process that I could go through back when I was in college. And now seeing that my body is completely different, I am having to rewrite my entire workout plan, my entire eating plan, eating habit, everything. And I'm literally having to restudy my body. Now, primarily, I was 175 pounds. I was doing intermittent fasting, not really eating much. Boom, 10 pounds just kind of left. And then I kind of started creeping back up till about gaining that 3 pounds, so about 165 to 168, which I thought no big deal. But then I realized that I wasn't eating. I was killing myself at the gym, literally killing myself between weightlifting, explosive workouts, as many burpees as you can think of, back lunges, sprints, whatever that I could think of to literally make myself sweat and also have some body definition, some muscle definition. I was doing it, but yet I wasn't seeing anything. In fact, about a month ago, I had actually started gaining weight. I actually went back to a 172. And that's just a couple pounds away from where I initially was. And I was so depleted. I was so tired. I was exhausted. All I could literally do was cry because I literally made this my whole life. I decided that I wanted to do this, bring you guys on this journey, and also tag team this thing with Shamari, and I wasn't seeing anything. If anything, I was reversing. And honestly, it really did something to me mentally. And I realized that my mental was not in the best place that it was supposed to be in this whole time. But before we get to this whole emotional turmoil, I want to go over what I've been learning. So I figured out that at a certain point when someone loses weight, they go through whether it's a fitness plateau or a weight loss plateau, whichever one, how you want to call it. So doing a lot of research, watching a lot of nutritionists, fitness trainers. My favorite that I love listening to is Jillian Michaels. I am a huge fan of hers, and how she kind of teaches things and can kind of bring in some scientific backgrounds to it. Also, Jeff Napar, who is a YouTuber and he's a fitness influencer and fitness trainer himself. I love watching his YouTube videos as well because he really uses science behind theories. I had to stop for a quick second and just fix this hair because it was a hot mess. But as I was saying, Jeff Napar and also Jillian Michaels, there are two fitness trainers and influencers that I like listening to because they facilitate really great thought-provoking conversations when it comes to health and fitness, and it's also backed by science. And I love things that are backed by science, especially when it comes to weight loss and fitness, because there is always a science behind getting in shape for any person because everyone is very different. So what I gathered from what I had researched is that at a certain level when someone loses weight, A lot of times it can start with, being the water weight, but at some point there's a plateau that happens. Pretty much you're outputting a lot, you're not putting a lot in because you're not eating that much. So then something happens to your metabolism and your entire system almost shuts down. And basically what happens is your body feels like it's in a sense of survival mode. So basically whatever you're giving it is trying to hold on to. So fat loss becomes a lot harder. And I had realized that that's what was happening to me. I was literally killing myself at the gym every single day and not eating, and then wondering why I was feeling so dizzy. Every day I didn't feel good, I didn't feel refreshed. And then the worst part came in, I stopped sleeping. And I learned that people who sleep more within at least 7 to 9 hours actually are able to facilitate fat loss a lot quicker than people who only spend maybe 5 less hours sleeping. I was juggling between 4 to 5. I literally would go to bed at midnight or 1 o'clock, wake back up at 4 and couldn't go back to sleep. And I would be groggy, but yet I would get up, pump up on coffee, and just go through my day, work my 10 to 12 hour shift, and then get off and hit the gym and just go crazy. And I was not giving myself a break. And that was one thing that I also learned, that in order for your body to recuperate and find its rhythm of repairing, because once you work out, you're tearing down those muscle fibers, so those things need to repair. And honestly, it's overall good mental health to just give your body a rest and your mind a rest whenever you are working out as hard as either a fitness influencer, or even if you're working out as hard as an athlete. Not saying that I am, but just saying that I was working out fairly hard. And I just decided, okay, well, I'm going to just take a break. I'm going to take about 3 days off. One thing that I learned is, up your calorie intake till about maybe 1,800 to 2,000. Take 3 days off, maybe if you can 5, and then go back to the gym, do something completely different and see what happens. So what I decided to do was I took 4 days off. I just did the in-between thing for my research. I took 4 days off. I upped my calorie intake. I didn't do 1,800, I didn't do 2,000. I actually did 1,700. And hopefully I said 1,800 and not 18,000. Sorry, if I did. But what I did was I did 1,700, which is still way more than 750 or 950 what I was normally doing. So I was literally eating every 3 to 4 hours, and the energy that I was feeling, guys, I was feeling so much better. And I took some time to sleep, and then sure enough, guys, by the end of the week I lost 3 pounds. And I said, wow, I cannot believe it. That's crazy. So went back to, working out like a maniac, and just, upping my calorie intake. And then I went through the process where I was not sleeping. So what happened? I started gaining weight again. So I said, okay, I gotta really figure this whole sleeping thing out. So I did one thing that I am very against doing, and that's taking melatonin supplements so that I could get some sleep. I just realized that this irritability that I was feeling, this up and down feeling all the time with emotions, and not really gaining what I was trying to gain from the way that I was working out, I said, you know what, I just have to take that supplement and, find a way to get my body back into a rhythm. So I am on week 2. Well, I don't take it every single day. I take it every other day. But literally, guys, I lost 6 pounds. So I was up to 172, and then I was yo-yoing back and forth, and then I actually started creeping up to 173, and then now I am at 166 to 167. So I'm actually getting back to where I was when I first started losing the weight. So with that, I realized that how stress and how your mentality can really mess up your process when it comes to weight loss and getting in shape. I had realized recently because I had been doing a lot of, self-reflection. I had realized that I was doing this fitness thing and trying to lose weight and trying to get in shape for honestly the wrong reason. I was saying that, yeah, I wanted to get in shape, I wanted to be healthy. Yes, of course, I definitely, you know, that was a reason, but I think I also came from a place of punishment. I wanted to punish myself for letting myself go to this place of gaining this 20 to 30 pounds, letting my old body go and letting myself just not stay on top of how I needed to in regards to my health. I even went to the doctor, and the doctor told me my cholesterol was bad, and that really just shocked me because even though I had gained the weight, I still ate fairly well and kept an active lifestyle, but I wasn't as disciplined as I could have been. And I think during this phase from April to now, I think it was almost a punishment that I was giving myself. Like I had to be on this go, 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 go mindset of, you have to get in shape, you have to do this. And then now I'm kind of just learning how to just relax through this process. I cut back on fast food, which is, I'm not really a big fast food eater anyways, unless I have to, but it's still very rare. I make it very much into a place where that has to be my last option because I'm always, meal prepping now. I'm eating a lot of legumes, which is this Haitian vegetable stew. I'm back to eating a lot of Caribbean food, which is, Caribbean food is a little bit more plant-based than American food. So I made this huge pot of legumes, and that's what I ate for dinner tonight with some chicken. And then earlier today I had a chicken pecan salad. And, I'm back to eating breakfast again. And I'm realizing that this eating, lunch, breakfast, and dinner, this is what works for me. I realized that trying these different diets, I've done keto, I've done paleo, I've done vegetarian, I've done pescatarian, I've done intermittent fasting, and now I'm back to just the normal, 3 to 4 hours, every 3 to 4 hours, I'm eating. And now my body is getting back to a rhythm where it needs to eat every 3 to 4 hours, and I'm eating very small meals. And I see that my metabolism is starting to kind of kick up a little bit. I'm seeing a little bit of fluid loss, which is really great. So I'm hoping that this finds anyone that's hitting a fitness plateau or weight loss plateau, because it is hard, it is frustrating, and it makes you want to give up. And trust me, guys, that was a reason why I didn't post anything on YouTube, why I didn't do another episode or video of, Get Fit with Egypt, because I was on the verge of just giving up and just say, I'm just gonna figure out a way how to accept how my body is right now, because it didn't make any sense that from April until now I wasn't seeing this huge drastic change that I wanted to see. But I'm realizing that when it comes to a goal, every step counts, and you have to just take it day by day, and don't punish yourself when things don't go your way in terms of how you look, because that is what I was doing. I was literally punishing myself. I wasn't eating, really working out like a maniac, and realizing that today, I feel really sad for myself. I really do. And it honestly makes me tear up a little bit, because you have to love yourself. You have to have grace for yourself. Whew, okay, I had a little moment there, but you have to have grace for yourself. You have to give your body rest, because yes, you have a goal, but you have to rest. That is not a bad word, but the only way that you can get to where you're trying to get to is through rest. You have to be the best you in order to get to your goal. And that's what I'm learning now. I'm learning patience with not only my mindset, but patience with my body, patient with this process, and just learning how to be better to myself. Because if you don't love you through this process, when you get to the other side, if you do, it's not going to mean anything. Now, one thing about myself is that I never accept mediocrity when it comes to myself. I'm very hard on myself. And I think that that was one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to achieve this goal. I wanted to give myself a goal and to tackle it, to prove to myself that I could accomplish something. Because a lot of things in life I have set out to and haven't accomplished. And that this has been one of the things that I've made my life, because I want to prove to myself that I can make this happen. But in order for me to make this happen, I have to give myself grace and rest. So guys, if you're going through this, your water intake, rest for 2 to 3 days. Make sure you eat. Please eat. Because Lord knows there's so many times I wanted to literally pass out. There's plenty of times I would look at a computer screen and the thing would just start to spin around, and sometimes I would have to back away and step away and stop doing whatever task I was doing because I couldn't focus because everything was just so dizzy. Don't do that. Take care of yourself through this process. And even if you have to decrease your calorie intake, up your protein intake, because your protein can definitely help you, to keep you full, keep you alert. That's something that I had to learn too. I wasn't eating, nor was I, really being strict and being on top of increasing my protein intake. But yes, guys, eat your good food, eat good wholesome food, get your protein, and guys, get your rest. Get your rest. It is important. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. And pretty much the next thing is now, well, I didn't really go into what I'm doing now in terms of fitness. I talked about food, but I didn't talk about fitness. I am doing things that I enjoy now. Now, don't get me wrong, I love weightlifting. That will never go away. I love to lift. But one thing that I am doing is I am doing lighter weights with more reps because I am trying to tone. I don't want to bulk up. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not really adding a lot of weight. I am adding some, I'm increasing a little bit, but not too much. Adding resistant band. But also, I'm adding a lot more cardio. I found out that since I have a desk job. So people with desk job actually should up their cardio. So that's what I'm doing now. I dance all the time. So I do a lot of dance workouts to get me to sweat a good bit. I'm getting into running a bit more. I walk now, so on my lunch break, I walk all the time. I now have a fitness watch, thanks to my partner, and I track my steps. I try to get in at least 10,000 steps per day to kill a good number of calories. And when it's my break from work, I actually go outside and I walk. A lot of times walking I'm realizing it's a very underrated thing when it comes to fitness, but I take some time and I just go walk. I wrap my stomach up with a waist trainer. That way my belly can kind of sweat a little bit, or make me sweat a bit more. And I just go for a walk for about 20 to 30 minutes. Sometimes just getting up, walking a little bit more through the day. And honestly, having a fitness watch, you can go on Amazon, get one for super cheap. And having a fitness watch there to tell you how many steps you're taking, to show you how many calories you're burning, is really great. And it actually motivates you to stay more active throughout the day, because I was seeing that that's what was happening. I would sit down all day and then get up at 8 o'clock at night and go to the gym and think that that was enough. When before, when I had a work life, or my day-to-day was walking all the time, running all the time, because Lord knows when you're on a campus you have to walk, run, and then also lifting furniture all the time, it makes you more active throughout the day. Well, now that totally changed because now I have a desk job, so I had to become more cautious about keeping active throughout the day. Even if you have to do a desk converter, which is definitely something that I am going to invest for myself, a desk converter, so that way I can stand up while I'm working to up that calorie loss, so I can burn a little bit more. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. I do weightlifting about 2 to 3 times per week, and then I do cardio some of the other days, and then I try to make sure that I take a break, usually for about 2 days. Today is one of my break days. I decided that since I was going to take a break because my body is sore from up and down, from top to bottom, I said I'm going to take a break. I wanted to work out, but I said no, I'm taking a break, and I decided that I wanted to come here and share my thoughts with everything lately, just to kind of keep you guys on an update on what's going on. And I again want to thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, share, make sure you like as well. That's very important so they can put us in the algorithm. And I just want to say to you guys, thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and hopefully you guys can take away a huge thing, which is rest. Thank you guys, with life and with love.